This is ABC7 News at 5. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Haley has the night off. Our top story this evening, investigators are trying to figure out what caused a man's violent rampage at Ohio State University today. 9 people were hurt and 1 is in critical condition. ABC's Elizabeth Herr has the latest.
9:52 a.m., the first calls for help.
We need medics to 19th and College. This is OSU. We have a vehicle that struck several pedestrians.
In less than a minute, the first responding officer is on the scene. Soon after, police and fire swarmed the Ohio State University campus, at first rushing to the scene for reports of an active shooter on the loose. The university alerting students and staff, tweeting, "Active shooter on campus, run, hide, fight."
We're starting to get the text that there was a shooter on campus, so they locked the building down, had us all go up to the 3rd floor.
We all moved away from the door, shut it, and everyone started turning off the lights, and we sat down against the walls.
Then, around noon, university officials announced that the scene was secure and no longer an active shooter situation.
People, we got a man with a knife running around, cutting people.
Police later confirming the suspect was shot and killed, and rumors about a second suspect unfounded.
A male suspect drove a vehicle over the curb, West 19th, west of College Avenue, struck pedestrians. He exited the vehicle and used a butcher knife to start cutting pedestrians.
There were multiple injuries related to lacerations or cuts, most likely, as Chief said, from the stab wounds from the butcher knife.
And officials are not yet releasing the suspect's name, but sources say he is a legal resident of the U.S., originally from Somalia, whose recent postings online show he was upset about attacks on Muslims. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, New York.
Elizabeth, thank you. Here at home, let's get a check on our Monday weather with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob?
Scott, thanks. Welcome back to everyone back from their Thanksgiving Day weekend. Things looking a little cloudier today than what we saw over the weekend. For the most part, this frontal boundary that you see right now stretching across the lower Mississippi Valley all the way down into Texas is moving in our general direction, but it's not going to have much success moving all the way through as high pressure continues to dominate the weather over much of the peninsula right now. And it appears that any kind of rainfall that does occur over Florida will be over the Panhandle, over north central Florida. But right now, the good news is that the southeast has been experiencing an extreme drought as of late, and they're finally getting some pretty heavy shower and even some thunderstorm activity over northern sections now, and some severe weather possible right there, as you see, into central sections of Mississippi, stretching all the way down to Jackson. This pushing off to the east toward Alabama, where they can anticipate some big storms through this evening. We'll have more on this front and let you know about the weekend weather, which we're already looking forward to, coming up in a few minutes. Scott, back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. New tonight, there's a problem crawling around one Palmetto apartment complex. Bed bugs have created a bit of a nuisance for people living in some of those apartments. And as ABC7's Rick Adams reports, they claim there are some bigger issues, too.
I'm here inside one of the apartments at Bayside Villas in Palmetto where bed bugs have been a little bit of a problem. But for folks who live here, they say the bed bugs are the least of their problems. The tension continues to build for some people who live in the Bayside Villas apartment complex. Barbara Williams, who has lived at Bayside for many years, says there is racism happening at the complex.
They find anything to evict you and to put you out so that they can get full-based market for their rent, and they can eliminate this complex of blacks.
One of the owners of Bayside Villas, Robert Goodman, is strongly disputing any claims of racism. He says, "My job is to make sure that management abides by all fair housing rules to the letter of the law. We take this job dead seriously and execute this policy always with determination." What got some of the residents all fired up is a spreading bedbug problem in the neighborhood, who some say led a 91-year-old to be forced out of her apartment. Another resident who is facing eviction over the next week is Mertice McNeil. She's had a bedbug problem, among other issues. She did not come on camera to talk about her situation, but says a maintenance crew is supposed to repair any problems.
All of these people that was illegally evicted it's because they wanted something done to their place.
Goodman says they've been spending money and resources to handle the bed bug problem. He tells us they have a full-time maintenance supervisor to fix all the problems facing tenants. As for McNeil, Goodman says she is facing eviction because of being a few months behind on rent. Bayside Villas resident Willie Davis tells us that he was recently informed that if any of the residents talked to the media about their situation, they would be evicted.
I've been here 8 years. And we haven't had no problems until this new thing come up. After they moved here, then everything went downhill.
Goodman disputes those claims as well. He says, we live in a country of laws. Landlords cannot evict tenants for any reason outside those defined in law and defined in the lease. The one thing the owners of Bayside Villas and for folks who live here can agree on is they all want to live in peace and harmony. But it does look like there's still some work to be done before that actually happens. Reporting from Palmetto, I'm Rick Adams, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, Rick, thank you. The Charlotte County Sheriff's Office is calling its recent Operation Pill Drop program a huge success. Between October 16th and November 12th, more than 6,600 pounds of unused medication was collected. That's more than 3 tons. Operation Pill Drop is used to encourage people to safely dispose of any unwanted medications that could be dangerous to both kids and adults. According to the Florida Sheriff's Association, prescription pills are the most abused drug for kids between the ages of 12 and 13. More meetings are planned for the future public library in Venice. Sarasota County commissioners are offering 2 community meetings next week. You'll be able to hear about development plans and the public's concerns based on community meetings this past summer. The public meetings take place next Thursday at the Venice Community Center. First one is at 10:30 to noon, and the second later that evening from 6 until 7:30 p.m. ABC7 business commentator Richard Stern joins us now, and it's hard to believe, Richard, but we actually had a down day on Wall Street.
Scott, I agree with you. It is hard to believe. We've been spoiled for the last 5 days. The Dow, the NASDAQ, and the S&P have all closed at record highs. It seems like since the election, we've only had a couple of down days, and of course, we just keep on going. Today, we opened lower, went lower. The low of the day was -80. That was at mid-morning. We didn't finish with losses like that, but we did, yes, finish with losses. I've said for a long time, markets don't go one way forever, but this one went a longer time than I thought it might. Let's take a look at the figures, and there you see the Dow down 54 points, just over 1/4%, closing at 19,097.90. That on volume of 644 million shares. The NASDAQ, the biggest loser of the day, down just over 0.5%, 30 points at 5,368.81. That on volume of 1,404 million shares. And the S&P almost the same as the NASDAQ, also down by more than 0.5%, 11.5 points at 2,201.72. Well, shares of Time Incorporated jumped by more than 17.5% today after the company received and declined a takeover offer from a company owned by a man by the name of Edgar Bronfman Jr. You may be familiar with that name. His company owns Seagram's, and he is a multi-billionaire trying to buy Time, which of course is Time Magazine, People Magazine, Sports Illustrated, Southern Living. The line goes on and on. The offer was 30% higher than where the stock closed on Friday. That's a pretty big premium, and that's why the stock was up so far. And Scott, we'll have to see where it goes, but Time, of course, was spun off by Time Warner. And with this day and age, magazines becoming more digital, it's certainly something to follow.
Although those my age still like to get it in the mail and read it like that way. But you also have some news on McDonald's, Richard.
Yes, I just wanted to remind people that stocks go up on down days. McDonald's, one of the Dow stocks, was up by 0.96% today, almost 1%, even though the Dow was down by more than 50 points.
Okay, Richard, thanks so much for the update.
You're welcome.
Rainling College and All Faiths Food Bank coming together to raise some awareness about hunger. Film students from the school teaming up with the food bank to create 13 holiday-themed videos. These videos are in the form of 30-second public service announcements. One of them will be posted on All Faiths Food Bank's web and social media sites. The 6-week project allowed the students to spend time volunteering at mobile pantry sites, as well as give them the chance to learn more about the mission of All Faiths and Feeding America Food Bank.
It gives us the opportunity to help inspire others to donate and help other people in this world. Like, we feel like we could just use our design, like what we've been working on, and just help apply that and help other people.
This is the second year Ringling has teamed up on this project. The videos selected will also be available to Feeding America Food Bank member organizations across the country and be customized for their service area by the students who made these videos. Pretty cool. Up next on your Suncoast News, cigarettes still the leading cause of preventable death in the U.S. The latest techniques that have been scientifically proven to curb the habit. And Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back. He'll look at our forecast for the upcoming work week. Plus, a holiday fundraiser for a giant hole is getting a lot of cash, believe it or not. But what cause is it actually serving? Those stories when we come back.
Home Sweet Home has you covered. Every week, the best home experts on the Suncoast reveal their best tips and best tricks for inspiration and transformation. Watch Home Sweet Home every Sunday at 11:30 a.m. and 11:30 p.m. on ABC7. Visit HomeSweetHomeFLA.com.
Black Friday's biggest deals are still here. That's right, the Black Friday sales event is going strong at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Come shop the area's largest selection of new Jeep Wranglers, or check out the stylish new Jeep Renegade, starting at just $16,999. Stop by today and drive away in a brand new Jeep Patriot for just $14,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
They care. They take the time to understand you, take the time to understand your case.
There's no better satisfaction to me than to see a client who is happy because of the job we've done for them.
It's really actually very comforting to know that there's someone that you've heard of and you're getting recommendations about that you can turn to when you have a problem.
I felt like I had a partner in this, and he was going to be by my side.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Make your home special. Make your home unique. Make your home the envy of all your friends. So where in Sarasota can you find a store like this? Bacon's Furniture and Design. Nobody beats Bacon's.
Holiday season puts a lot of people in the giving mood, especially here in Florida. According to the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services, Floridians gave nearly $80 billion to 16,000 charitable causes last year. November and December are the two biggest months of the year for charities to raise money. Commissioner Adam Putnam says someone who wants to be generous at this time of year should always check out any charity they're donating to.
It's real money flowing from Floridians' pockets into these charities. So it's important that we remind people during this holiday season, when much of that giving occurs, to be a smart giver.
An online tool has been set up to track Florida's charities on the Department of Agriculture's website. It includes the organization's financial information, as well as what percentage of money is spent on program services versus administration and fundraising expenses. Speaking of charities, a card company held a satirical holiday fundraiser over the weekend to celebrate Black Friday. The makers of the game Cards Against Humanity collected donations to dig a hole for absolutely no reason at all. They called it the Holiday Hole. It's in an undisclosed location, and people were definitely digging it. Donations more than $100,000. The excavation came to an end last night. The hole continues the company's tradition of useless holiday fundraisers. Last year, they sold nothing for $5 and earned more than $70,000. I don't get it.
Maybe it's creative, nonetheless. Yeah, you got to figure out a way to do something.
Then take that money and, donate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I wonder if John Deere had anything to do with it. I saw the big deer there.
Maybe.
You never know. Maybe, they've been sponsors. But we are looking at some pretty cloudy weather right now, Scott. And warm temperatures and muggy conditions, too, will stick around. So no real threat of any significant cold air blasting on through. This is Lakewood Ranch webcam showing right now some clouds around throughout the afternoon and evening, and that's what we're going to see. There's a chance or a sprinkler there, but really the big downside to our weather with the possibility of some fog forming, and that could be rather thick in some inland areas, especially tomorrow. And fog can be a big concern when traveling around, so keep that in mind tomorrow morning. That fog could be thick, especially inland areas. Right now, there is a frontal boundary that is moving through on the visible satellite imagery through the lower Mississippi Valley. You can see the radar return showing some rough weather blowing up. The area in red is an area that has a potential for tornadic activity through this evening. This may spread off to the east into Alabama before it's all said and done. Right now, a very intense line of thunderstorms making their way through parts of northern portions of Mississippi right now. Severe thunderstorm warning in the yellow that you see right there. Tornado watch indicating the area in red from Louisiana stretching all the way over to Mississippi. For us, that front is going to stay to the west and north of us. Not a big concern here. And models are suggesting that it will fall apart before it reaches us. Maybe a little bit of cooler air will filter in later this week, but not much. 60 degrees in Jacksonville right now. It's 58 in Tallahassee, 62 in Pensacola, a bit warmer in Miami, and in Key West, it's 69 degrees there. These are dew point temperatures, and dew point temperatures really let you know how warm it's going to be overnight. So we're expecting lows down into the upper 60s, which is well above our average, which is typically into the mid 50s for this time of year. 75 degrees right now. We have the clouds around. The dew point is at 64 and the humidity at 69%. The pressure 29.96 inches. Winds out of the east southeast at 10. We're going to see a southerly wind component tomorrow, and that will keep things on the warmer side on Tuesday, despite the presence of some fog and clouds around. 75 in Orlando right now. The actual temperature now in Key West, it's 78. It's 76 in Miami, so warm across the peninsula. And temperatures near home here, 75 in Sarasota, Venice, a couple degrees warmer. 73 in Northport, temperatures into the mid-70s in Sebring, Avon Park, and Wauchula and Arcadia. Cortez, you're at 75, Braden in 76, and 75 in Palmetto. Well, the hourly forecast calls for partly cloudy skies through the night. Temperatures unseasonably warm into the upper 60s, and will warm up tomorrow well above average into the low to even some mid 80s well inland. We're looking for temperatures east of I-75 to get possibly into the mid 80s there, near record breaking highs for our inland locations. Well, the area of low pressure continues to be up well to the north of us now. And then the attendant cold front stretching all the way down into Texas and Louisiana. And then behind it, some cooler air. But notice the clouds are moving basically from the west to the east. There's no big drop from the north to the south. So temperatures are not going to be cooling down all that much over the southeast United States. They will see, however, some much needed rainfall finally into Georgia, Alabama. It's getting there now in Mississippi and even up into Tennessee. A little bit of shower activity along the southeast coast of Florida, and that's a result of that east to southeasterly wind flow bringing in some moisture and some low clouds near some light rain showers near Fort Myers and Naples. Well, temperatures behind the front are cool but not extreme. And right now it's 42 in Denver, 50 in Minneapolis, the same in the nation's capital, 45 in Boston, and 73 into Dallas, 75 into Sarasota. And in the tropics, all is quiet now in the Western Caribbean. For boaters tomorrow, it looks like this, a little bit breezy out there. Winds out of the south at 10 to 15 knots. Seas will be 2 to 3 feet and a moderate chop on the bays and inland waters. And as far as tides go, here they are on your screen. The next high tide for Sarasota Bay just before 11 o'clock tonight, and sunset will be at 5:36. Tonight, partly cloudy, warm, some fog developing late tonight, 67 for a low near Sarasota, and then for tomorrow, look for basically some fog in the morning, and then partly cloudy, warm and humid. High temperatures in the low, as I said, mid 80s, some inland areas, low 80s near the coast. And the 7-day forecast does call for a slight chance for a shower or two on Thursday. Slightly cooler, but not really in terms of temperatures being below average. It'll be above average, even though we cool down a little bit on Friday and Saturday. And then there's some uncertainty on Sunday and Monday. Right now, we'll just keep it at a 30% chance for a few showers on both those days. Scott?
All right, Bob, thank you. Now to Suncoast Traffic Watch. No crashes in the area right now, but we are seeing some backup on US 41 in Bradenton. That's also the story in Sarasota, and on US 301, busy at this hour. I-75, though, looking pretty good at this hour. A lot of green on the match, which is great to see, all in Sarasota County, and then all down south into South Sarasota County through Northport. I-75 looking good at this hour. In health news tonight, the deadly effects of smoking have been public knowledge now for more than half a century. Still, more than 42 million people light up daily. And once smoking becomes a habit, it's incredibly difficult to stop. But there are some methods that have been scientifically proven to work. Kim Hutcherson explains.
If you're looking to quit smoking, financial incentives might be your best bet. A study published in the New England Journal of Medicine found that people who were motivated by money were able to quit successfully, at least after 12 months. The program that worked best had people deposit $150 with a promise they'd get the deposit back plus $650 more if they stayed away from smokes. A little more than 52% of participants were able to quit. But money isn't always a guarantee. Another group got $800 if they refrained from smoking and didn't have to put down a deposit. Only 17% of those participants were successful. Nicotine replacement therapy, like skin patches, lozenges, or gum, is another option with scientifically proven success. A scientific literature review that examined more than 150 different tests for these items showed that a person's likelihood of quitting while using them increased 50 to 70%. Other methods that have proven results: prescription drugs and quitting with a partner. The jury's still out on e-cigarettes, though. Researchers aren't sure if they help smokers quit or fuel a new addiction. For today's Health Minute, I'm Kim Hutcherson.
Coming up next, a skating rink's attempt at a special attraction involving frozen sea creatures gets ice-cold reception. And one avid Cubs fan finding a delicious way to commemorate the World Series nearly a month after the team's big win. We'll be right back.
ABC7 News at 7 weeknights.
What makes America's #1 beach even better? How about seafood and music? Don't miss the Siesta Beach Seafood and Music Festival happening Saturday and Sunday, December 3rd and 4th from 10 to 6 p.m. Savor mouth-watering Florida Gulf Coast seafood dishes by top restaurants and chefs while you enjoy great live music from some of Florida's top musical groups. So grab your family and friends at the Siesta Beach Seafood and Music Festival December 3rd and 4th. For more information, visit seafoodfestivals.com.
They say good things come to those that wait. Well, you've waited long enough. You deserve to feel fabulous in your fashionable new Fiat 500X from Alfa Romeo Fiat in Sarasota. Boldly innovative, seductively stylish. Fiat gives you everything you'd expect from a capable utility vehicle, like a spacious interior and advanced safety systems, designed and built like a sexy little sportster. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to feel fabulous. Get a new Fiat at Alfa Romeo Fiat of Sarasota.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WindGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WindGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
Types of timber, cuts of meat, cooking times, temperatures, rubs, seasonings, sauces. You name it, they know it. That's what makes them who they are, Sonny's Pitmasters. And proud of it. Come get some baby back ribs at Sonny's Barbecue. On their own or paired with favorites like jalapeno cheddar hot links or pulled or sliced pork plus 2 sides and bread. Sonny's Barbecue. Local Pitmasters since '68.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today at our new kitchen and bath cabinetry locations.
Join Save Our Seabirds, the Baltimore Orioles, and ABC7 for Run for the Birds, December 4th at Ed Smith Stadium. The 5K 1-mile fun run will end at home plate and be followed by a festival with live music, food, and fun. Register today at raceroster.com.
Snow and storms creating some travel problems over the holiday weekend. At least 4 tornadoes touched down in Nebraska. It was the state's first post-Thanksgiving tornadoes in more than 30 years. In Arizona, nearly half a foot of snow fell, causing cars to spin off the road. Interstates shut down in Nevada from pileups there. And airports were no better. According to the TSA, about 2.5 million flights were delayed yesterday alone. A theme park in Japan has a controversial decision to apologize for. The park froze its skating rink with 5,000 sea creatures in the ice. The fish, crabs, starfish, and other shellfish were already dead when they were embedded into the ice, but the internet still wasn't happy about it. Many people calling the stunt tasteless. The park has since closed the attraction and has vowed to remove the fish, holding an appropriate memorial for them, and then turn them into fertilizer. A man in Texas decides to use the mannequin challenge to propose to his girlfriend. Sue Marino thought she was taking part in the mannequin challenge with her family on Thanksgiving. She was holding a glass of wine, but her boyfriend Jamie was holding an engagement ring.
I thought, why is everyone talking? This is the mannequin challenge.
We had friends and family over, and we kind of all had a part.
The video was posted on Facebook. It's got nearly 12,000 shares, more than 5.5 million views. The couple says everyone loves seeing happiness, which is probably why this particular mannequin challenge is so popular. Now that Thanksgiving is over, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, especially on Capitol Hill. The Capitol receiving its 80-foot Christmas tree today in Washington, D.C. The tree comes all the way from Idaho. It took 3 weeks and nearly 4,000 miles to get there. The tree, it didn't go in a straight line. It stopped at 31 spots along the way to show it off. A lighting ceremony will take place December 6th on the west lawn of the U.S. Capitol. And a chef in Illinois is using his baking skills to show his love for the Chicago Cubs. The chef creating a gingerbread replica of Wrigley Field. It weighs more than 400 pounds, but nearly everything is edible. The seats are made out of crackers, the scoreboard, it's edible paper, and the windows made of gelatin. The only thing you can't eat are the players, which are Legos. The chef says it took him and his team more than 70 hours to build. It was made to be a gingerbread centerpiece for a holiday brunch. It looks delicious. Up next on your Suncoast News, the first commercial flights to Havana have begun as a week-long memorial service for the leader of that country, Fidel Castro, begins. And after a record-breaking Black Friday weekend, shoppers are now online, taking advantage of those sales online. A look at the craze behind Cyber Monday.
Holiday scratch-offs are here, and oh, they make great surprises. Imagine the joy they will bring. With over $126 million in prizes, use them for a wreath or a place card for your feast. Attach them, scratch them, and let the magic happen. Holiday scratch-offs. The Florida Lottery has them. Just imagine.
This holiday season, give the greatest gifts of all, safety and peace of mind. Subaru offers more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And now during the Subaru Share the Love event, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet. A new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by Lux Art Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Selling your home? Insist on a 3D showcase tour from Gulf Shores Realty. Virtual tours are flat and boring and look more like a slideshow than a tour. A 3D tour from Gulf Shores Realty is like actually walking through the home without the drive. Get instant access to your next home from any device. Multiple views give homebuyers a perspective like no other. For a limited time, mention ABC7 and Gulf Shores Realty will provide a complimentary 3D tour with your new listing.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.